Hello everyone and welcome to Tabletop Anthologies. I am your keeper of arcane lore this evening, Severian. And we have playing with us today Judge Wolf as Martin Baker, Alpha Wolf Zero as Robert Marcus Halstead, Hades as Eamon Gary Hawkins, and Dex as Vincent James Boyle. Our investigators have been sent by Miskatonic University to try and locate Dr. Henry Rhodes. He was last seen in an expedition 4 months ago that he was supposed to have returned from by now. Our investigators have searched the dig site for him in the town called Blackwater Creek in the hills east of Dunwich. They have just passed over a bridge crossing Blackwater Creek itself and noticed a body ahead of them, laying on the ground by the side of the road. Players, is there anything you'd like to mention before we get started or add to that? Oh, okay.
I believe we were on our way to the farm when we spotted it.
The town, the little town, not the farm, I believe.
Right. So to your east, further down the road, you can see the town of Blackwater Creek. It looks like nothing more than some shacks and a couple of larger buildings between those. We left off where you had seen this body laying by the side of the road off in the distance, and I believe you had stopped to go and investigate. What are you doing?
I thought we saw the tents below, the tent with the campfire below.
Yes, there is a tent.
That's what took us
to
in the
south.
direction.
Oh, okay.
So I would get out of the car, grab my trench club. I'd ask Eamon to stop, obviously. I'm not going to get out of a moving car. Step out of the car and slowly begin to approach, asking, say, Eamon, point the headlights over this way.
Eamon whips the car around and points the headlights down that way. There's a man's body laying there. As the car turns and the headlights illuminate him, he immediately sits up. He's a thin, very raggedly dressed man, and he looks like he's been kind of prematurely aged. A lot more wrinkles than he should for how young he looks.
So obviously very, very surprised. And
Yes, you notice that there's a bottle in his hand next to him, and he looks very surprised. Deer in the headlights sort of look right now.
Hey, mister, you all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm all right. He begins to wobble and stand up and walks towards the car and gets up near the driver's side window. Well, hey there, folks. My name's Hector. What are you doing here?
So he made it all the way to the car. Like, is Baker not between him and the car?
Yeah, because Baker got out of the car.
Yeah, I'm out of the
My
car.
headphones decided to give out on me, so I have to
Would
plug in my
I
headset
notice
real
anything
quick.
about this gentleman that would make me want to
hold on, he's
stop him? Oh.
He's switching headphones.
Okay, back at it. Sorry about that. Yes. Okay. Yeah, No, he looks like a harmless drunk. Yeah. Do you do anything before he approaches the car and before he actually gets to you, or? Okay. He's kind of he's still standing next to the car. He's checking his bottle, seeing what's left in it. Do any of you speak at all? Oh yeah, I was just taking a nap. Yeah, I like my whiskey. Well, I'm actually selling some fresh fish and game. If you'd like to buy any, I need some more whiskey money. Hector. And what's yours? What question? My name? I said my name's Hector. Hector Winnie. Yeah, that's where I live. Oh, pretty much my whole life. Yeah, I saw them, the university types. I never really talked to them much. Or we did. All right, let's do a restart here. Screwing everything up.
Jeez.
I know what it is. I can fix it.
There I am.
All right, it should be good. Go ahead and say something. Let me see if it's working.
Test.
All right, great. Okay, let's keep going then. And also, I wanted to mention thank you for the follows, Barely a Tank and the Raven Rolls. Okay, so picking back up where we just were. Go ahead, you guys can.
Well, he asked, did he say what? He just saw the university types over by the dig?
Right. Yeah, I saw them university types over there. I didn't really talk to them much, though.
You see what happened to them by chance? We heard a rumor that they had a run-in with a couple of gents with guns.
Oh, yeah, the Camardes. They don't like people come poking around these parts. They have a moonshining business up there at their farm, and they don't take kindly to people rooting. They don't want anyone getting their secret formulas, I think, or something of that sort.
Did you possibly?
Sorry, go ahead, Dr. Boyle. My apologies.
Fun. Did you happen to see who filled in the holes at the dig site?
Well, yeah, I saw them. The same people that dug them out.
Excuse me? The same people that dug the holes out filled them back in? Could you just humor me? Can you tell me who that was?
Well, I don't really know their names. I know there was Professor Rhodes, I think was his name. I tried selling them all some fish, and they weren't interested.
Was it just Rhodes that filled it in, or did he have more with him? Did he have the students?
I don't rightly remember. I probably had a bit of whiskey that day, too.
Did you see a woman with him?
I believe his wife was with him.
So you've spoken to Dr. Rhodes then, if you knew that was his wife. Said you tried to sell him some fish?
Yeah, just a bit.
So after they filled the holes, did you happen to see which way they went? I mean, this is obviously very important to us. We're from the university, and we've been on a road for quite a bit of time, and I'm pretty hungry. I wouldn't mind purchasing some of your fish and game,
but that'd be great.
Obviously want a little bit of information to go along with it.
I believe they went back through the town. I know they were staying up at the Jarvis farm.
And that's the last time you saw them?
Yeah, I think so.
And we know, out of game, we know Abigail was gone during the last day or two of the excavation. So she had to have returned if this guy is talking about that he saw her with Rhodes.
But you folks are from the university. You got any news of the city over in Arkham, right?
That's right, over in Arkham.
I
So
don't.
you primarily sell fish and game then?
Yeah, that's correct.
We've heard there's been some odd things going on with livestock in the area. Have you noticed anything with the wild animals?
Yeah, there's something been going around. I've been seeing a lot of the animals have a lot of black pus coming out of them. I make sure not to sell those ones. I'm an honest man.
So that's spreading pretty wide then in this area.
Seems so.
You said you lived here your entire life. By the way, hey, Dr. Halstead, come on over here for a minute, please.
All right, I get out of my truck and come up towards the other car and greet myself. Hello, I'm Mr. Halstead.
Hey there, I'm Hector.
Nice to meet you.
Sorry, I didn't want Dr. Halstead just hanging around in his pickup back there. You know, more merrier, obviously. I just wanted to ask you. You said you lived here your entire life. You ever notice anything strange? Have weird dreams? I know it's an odd question. It's just, you know, we hear stories back at Arkham. I mean, all the way in Arkham, we hear these things, and I actually study this kind of stuff, and it'd be great to, you know, get your story down just a little bit and maybe hear what you have to say.
There's all sorts of strange things out here in the wide open country. What, anything in particular you're talking about?
I know that Dr. Boyle in the car there kind of specializes in the human mind, and you know, the dreams. We kind of have an overlap there in dreams, right? Dreams seem to be a mixture of the strange and the you know, the human brain. And then you have Dr. Halstead here, who specializes in Native American history, and you know, I believe that they also have a link to dreams. So you ever have any weird dreams out here that you could recall?
I have all sorts of weird dreams all the time. Anything in particular?
At this point, I wanna shakily step out of the car. As I step out, I'm gonna look both ways, mainly towards the woods, checking my back. I want to get a little bit closer to Hector here, and I'd just like to talk to him a little bit, see if he's any edgy or anything like that. Like, if maybe he's hiding something, perhaps. Would I be able to roll anything for that?
Talk to him.
Hector, is there something perhaps you're not telling us? Is there something that's a little more obvious that you're not getting through to us yet?
Well, you know, I guess the strangest dream I've had lately was after I drank some of that Kamadi's Brothers whiskey that I just mentioned. I swear that night and the day after, I could hear my mother screaming for me. I'll
Your
never
mother,
touch
you
that
say?
stuff again.
What was your mother saying? What was happening with your mother in this dream?
Said she was saying I needed to come to her.
Where was she when she was saying this?
I don't know.
Is your mother still alive?
No, she's not.
Sorry
Passed
for your
quite
loss.
a few years ago.
Still sorry. Man's mother's important to him.
Is she buried nearby?
Well, yeah. Out in Dunwich, we take most of our dead from here in Blackwater Creek to the cemetery in Dunwich.
Interesting. And these
Hector-
Cromartie brothers, are these possibly the brothers that may have tried to threaten the university students that were over here digging.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised by that.
Do they seem to be usually violent most of the times as well?
They're very defensive of Blackwater Creek and don't like strangers.
What if the strangers are here to, say, procure some moonshine? You think they'd be a little more welcoming to them?
Well, perhaps, but you could probably just pick up some of that in town there. I think they sell it at the general goods store.
Wait, they sell their moonshine at the general goods store?
Well, it's not out
Not
in the
everybody
front
falls
counter.
underneath the, that stupid prohibition. Some of the folks are smart, kind of keep to the
Well,
business.
I wouldn't say it's quite stupid, but to each their own.
Well, I'm not saying it's sitting out in the general store in the open, but talk to old Baxter. I'm sure he's got some in the back for you.
Would you happen to have any of the moonshine left by chance?
No, I dumped the rest of it out.
Why would you dump the rest of it?
I'll never touch that stuff again. The way I felt the day after. No, sir.
Did you dump it out somewhere close to here, perhaps?
I'm just in the field back here.
Would you be able to just quickly show us if you remember where you dumped it out to?
No? So out of character, I'd just like to remind you guys that you have maybe an hour, if you're lucky, 2 of sunlight left before it's going to be completely below the horizon.
All right, then I think we've gotten enough out of this fine fellow. I think it's time to be moving on.
Well, I've got some fish back at my tent if you're still interested.
Yeah, of course. Like I said, I appreciate the info. I'll purchase a little bit off you.
Hold on just a second. He takes off running, kind of looks a bit ridiculous. He's, stumbling a little bit, and he's like a really thin, raggedy, uncoordinated man. He comes back with a couple of fish and thrusts them through the driver's side window. Here you go. So
I'm still outside of the car. I would pull out my wallet.
Oh, you're outside of the car. He just hands it to you.
Yeah, that's okay. Eamon loves the smell of fish, so
I hope it's a nice perch. Maybe some walleye.
It's a grouper.
Gotta love that lake walleye.
Grouper.
Look like rock bass.
When he comes back, I want to step forward a little bit and just kind of push him away from everybody for just a moment, just kind of like a real buddy like arm around him for a second. Said, Hector, one moment of your time, and I kind of lean him down.
Oh, sure.
If anything happens, be sure to note it, and if you ever see me again, make sure and tell me of any strange occurrences, even if it seems mundane, anything that normally doesn't happen around here. And I would like to pull out 50 cents and hold it in front of him. And then say, if you can do that for me, I can promise you another 50 cents. And I put it in his palm.
Oh, sure, mister, but where am I going to find you at?
Don't worry about that. I will be able to find you if we need you.
Okay. And he tucks the money away.
I'm rich. I don't need that 50 cents.
Maybe.
All right, so what do you guys do?
Unless
You
he's
want to
a
keep
Loch
talking to
Ness
Hector
monster.
anymore, or are you heading out?
I'll get back into the car and say, sorry, Dr. Halstead. I just wanted to see if you had any insight on what might be being said here.
Well, I do think that these dreams are not just a coincidence with what happened with Walt and now Hector, and then also it being tied to their mother. I think this is something we got to look into, but we need to get somewhere before this sun goes down. So, and then I head back towards my truck.
Wasn't Dr. Boyle? Wasn't there some new work published by a man by the name of Sigmund that might deal with something about that? I'm not up on my psychology, but I think that might have came out very recently.
Oh, Sigmund Fraud. Yes, he should have published something quite recently. I'd like to rummage through my bag. I should have some notes that I have procured or just over my life, just things I keep with me just to rummage through, just in case. I'd like to rummage through that real quick. Give me a moment.
Rummaging through. Okay. Alright, so you guys are free to, if you're heading out, you can take control of your cars there at any.
Carry on, my wayward Eamon.
And there is a truck back there now for you to control, Professor Halstead. So right now you're approaching the town of Blackwater Creek, which, as I said before, is nothing more than just a few sheds, and there's a couple of larger buildings. Between those, there's a large dirt patch here that looks like essentially the center of town. Are you stopping here? Yes, no? That would be Eamon.
Eamon, you're the driver, man. You
we were looking for the Jarvis farm, right? Weren't we gonna stop there, or were we trying to find a room in town?
Well, if we only got an hour of daylight left, it might not be a bad idea to stay here. You know, after the feelings that I got, I don't really want to be out there at night.
Is there a hotel or any building with a sign that indicates that they have hospitality?
Oh, the only building that has a sign says Baxter's General Goods on the south side of the road.
Well, I don't see a hotel or anything, so do you think we should keep going to the Jarvis?
Boyle?
Based on what I have heard, the Jarvis seem like decent fellow. At very minimum, they should be at least give us a barn to sleep in, which is better than being out by the woods.
Are you stopped while you're discussing this in the middle of town there?
I think we would have reached the end of the buildings, and then I would have slowed and been like, okay, well, that's when I would say there's no hotel.
Yeah, okay. You do notice that there's a man sitting on one of the northern buildings on a porch there, and he kind of waves to you as you go by.
Waves as in saying hello, or waves as in like, hey, I have something to say?
Just kind of saying hello. Looks like he might be friendly and would be interested in conversation.
Yeah, I guess I would pull up near him then, and from the window I would ask him, hey there, kind sir, is there a hotel or anything nearby?
Can you order me some fries while you're telling them that, please?
Alright, so you should be able to see the town. I put you all outside here.
I'm stuck at 50.
Alright, so while that's loading then, the man sitting there on the porch is a tall, lean, angular man with slick back gray hair and dark, intense eyes. There's a shotgun leaning next to him on the porch, and he's just sitting in a rocking chair. Eamon, go ahead. What were you saying to him?
Is there a hotel or any hospitality around?
Well, no, we don't have any sort of hotel here. I know the Jarvis have a room at their place, but you're more than welcome to stay here and visit a while. I can come inside. And I apologize. My name is Dick Sprouston. I'm the sheriff here.
Dick.
And you are?
Oh, the name's Eamon. I don't know how much time we were gonna spend in town. If the Jarvis are the one with the room, we might want to keep moving that way for tonight.
All right. Understandable. You need anything here in Blackwater Creek, there's the general store over there, and always welcome back. What brings you around these parts?
I'd lean over and say, you haven't happened to seen one of the folks from the university, have you?
University. Miskatonic?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe 4 months ago they were through here? Is that where you all are from?
Yeah, we're looking for our associate.
Okay. Who would that
Have
be?
you seen anybody quite recently? He goes by a name of Mr. Rhodes.
No, like I said, it was 4 months ago.
Nobody recently, no even mention of the name?
Oh, not around here. He headed back up to the university last I heard.
Who told you he went back to the university?
Well, word gets around these parts. It's a small town. I don't readily recall exactly who I heard it from, but if I had bet money on it, it originally came from Baxter over there in the store. I know the professor leading that expedition or whatever they were in here, that he was in that general store sometimes.
Okay. I turn back to my compatriots. I believe this man has good information, but daylight is getting thin. I believe we should find a room and come back here in the morning.
I
Yeah,
agree.
that sounds about right to me.
I lightly honk the horn and just kind of wave, let's move on. And I tip my hat to the sheriff.
Well, it was great meeting you folks. I'll see you around.
Throw a stack of money at him and say, "Here you go, peasant."
Oh, we do appreciate it. What was his name again?
Dick.
Dick Sprouston.
His... Okay.
Alright, so if you're continuing on, I'll take us back to the bigger map there. So driving through the woods here, the road gets progressively muddier and bumpier going up this way. Sun begins to set. Not quite completely dark out. You can see ahead that the road forks off to the left and continues straight ahead where you can see a farm up to the north. These walls here, these are actually fencing. I just didn't have anything else to use for those.
These are some mighty sturdy fencing.
In the handouts, if you were looking for that drawn map, that's in there. Trying to remember where. Driving up through here, you can see the.
Yeah, I just found it.
You can see the fences there, and beyond that, there's a lot of farmland here. Goodness. I don't have a faster way to do that. Alright, so as you approach the farm, you can see on the right there, there's a fairly large fire burning, and it actually looks like there's animals laying inside of the flames there. Next to it is a man standing there. He looks like a tough and wiry looking man despite appearing in his early 60s. Mostly bald with a fringe of white hair, and he's wearing a flannel shirt with overalls and very well worn work boots. He sees you, spots you coming up the lane there, and waves to you.
Hello, would you happen to be one of the Jarvies?
Yeah, that's me. I'm Malcolm. And who are you?
Nice to make your acquaintance, Malcolm. My name is Vincent Boyle, and these are my compatriots, Martin, Robert, and Edmund.
Well, nice to meet you all. What brings you around these parts and so late in the day?
We on the lookout for one of my compatriots, a one Mr. Rhodes, but it seems to be quite late, so we were hoping to find a room maybe to rent out.
Rhodes.
Mr. Rhodes.
Professor Rhodes, Henry, I believe.
Yes, Henry Rhodes.
Okay. He stayed here 4 months ago. You're looking for him.
Yes, he never returned to the university, and it's
Sure.
quite startling.
Well, I sure hope he's safe.
As we all, have you heard anything or seen anything strange other than, I point to the fire, the animals?
Seen anything strange? Well, what sorts of strange?
Any type of mishappenings, people going a little wild or perhaps a little off the rocker?
All right. Where were we? He was offering you. So, Malcolm was offering you a room. Just a small room with one bed, and then everyone else is gonna have to stay in the barn, or you can all sleep wherever you want to.
What
I've never
if
had
we
to
all want to
sleep.
sleep in the bed?
Yeah, go for it.
Dr. Boyle, why don't you take the bed? You seem like you had a pretty rough day today.
Are you sure? I won't refuse the bed, obviously. I do not want to sleep in a barn. But I am more than willing to, say, share the bed if need be.
This won't be the first time I slept on the ground, Doctor, so I'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm okay in the straw.
Is anyone sure they do not wish to sleep in the bed?
I feel more comfortable outdoors, so the barn will do just fine for me.
Okay, well, if anything happens, you are free to any of the equipment left in the truck, mainly just mining equipment. Don't know why you would need it, but it is there.
Well, I have to finish tending to this fire here, and I'll be running into the farmhouse. But back there is the house. You can talk to my wife in there, Edith. She'll help you to the room. But all the rest of you, you're welcome to help yourself to the barn there. There's a hayloft up top.
I'll give you a hand here, with the animals if you don't mind.
Why are you burning these animals?
Sure.
Are these the infected livestock we've heard about?
Yes, they've all had this disease that's been going around, and seem to be getting all sorts of pustules and black ooze dripping out of them.
Do they get more violent in any way?
They act all sorts of crazy. I've seen them more violent, more... Where? I don't know what else to call it. I sure hope it doesn't spread to my prize-winning war back there, Brutus. Yes, more aware. They seem to watch you. I've never seen an animal watch a person the way these infected ones do.
That is unnerving.
Thanks for the follow, Hannibal. Getting their second Hannah today.
I can't hear anyone anymore.
Yeah, you can. I'm just talking to the stream.
You didn't have any of these here critters staying in the barn, though, did you?
Well,
After the pustules.
not
that is.
not the hay barn back there, and he kind of points to the northwest at the very far back building. That's the hay barn back there, and this closer one here, this large building, that's the cattle shed. So no, none of the animals would be in the hayloft where you'd be sleeping.
Oh, okay. And when did this all start again?
A good question. Some months
Oh,
ago.
thank It's a very handsome question.
I'd like to pull Baker aside for just a hot second. You all seem very calm for this situation. Did you say you've had experiences with things of this nature? Because that's the only reason why I would assume you're not taking this as bad as I am.
Dr. Boyle, when I was overseas, I seen what a man could do to another man, but I've also seen some things that men can't do to other men. Things that can't be explained by science. And I've seen it here in Arkham, seen it in some other places too. Okay, I wouldn't be blowing smoke up your rear or anything about it if I thought it was even the remotest possibility that it was fake. But
if this was such, as you say, all over, if not the States, then all over the world, wouldn't this be more of an issue? More people should know about this. This would not just be some mysterious cryptic running around. This would be real.
You're taking probably your first steps into a world that many people don't make it through with their minds intact.
This is not some fiction novel. This is real life. Cows do not just sprout pustules and watch their farmers. These people, they all seem insane.
Doctor, I want you to take a look at them bodies over there. Do they have pustules on them?
Based on what I can see of their child's bodies, they have what seems to be left of pustules, yes.
What'd you feel at the woods whenever we were at that dig site?
I don't know what I felt. It just felt like something was staring, looking at me.
Is that something from a fiction novel?
Well, I'm not in the right mind to say anything right now. I am, quite frankly, frightened with being out here.
I'm frightened too.
Don't look at...
You know, they say that bravery and courage can't come without the afflict of fear with it. I'm afraid right now, but it's been this isn't the first time this has happened. So just Eamon's been around this kind of stuff. Just ride on through. Keep your eyes open, but the main thing you need to do is keep your mind open. All right, keep your mind open and accept things.
We need to get to bed, but I don't know what you mean. Keep my mind open.
If I were to, suddenly have a cow that suddenly just summoned pustules out of nowhere, right? It just happened to just start sprouting pustules. Your first inclination, just like everybody else, is going to be to say, that's not real. I'm not in my right mind. I'm not seeing this. You need to get that out of your system and accept the things that you see. And we can talk about it. Okay? Just accept what you're dealing with, process it. Don't try to cover it up.
They might be strange, but I can accept pustules, but you're making this seem like it's a lot worse.
It is.
So while they're talking, Malcolm up to Professor Halstead and Eamon here and says, "Are your friends back there doing okay?" Or?
Yeah, we just have one professor that is having a hard time dealing with everything we've seen tonight and everything that seems to be coming to light with what's going on with these cattle and everything like that. So...
Well, he does look like the type to be bothered by the country.
Yeah, he has a light disposition, if you get my drift.
You get my...
What are you guys doing? You're staying here in the hay barn and then up in the house?
Yeah, I'm gonna hang around and help the gentleman with his animals. And there's something else I want to do before retiring.
Okay.
I'll just go
Yes.
straight up. I'll just go straight up to the house and try to get my room.
Okay.
I need a
And
nap.
Same. I'm gonna help with the animals and inquire a little bit with Malcolm for a little bit before I head to the hay barn.
Okay.
So
When Professor Boyle starts walking up to the house, he says to everyone, "You're all welcome to go up there to get some food. I'm sure my wife's made some wonderful apple pie."
Oh, and I just happened to pick up a little bit of fish and game before coming up here. Maybe we can at least get that into your stores and family
Perfect.
can
Yeah.
have a meal on it tomorrow.
Of course.
I don't think I would trust that man's fish or game, but whatever works.
So, Professor Boyle, are you still continuing into the house?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And what's everyone else doing? Staying around the fire?
I would.
I'm gonna be helping him with whatever he needs with the animals here around the fire.
All right. Did you have any other questions for Malcolm at the moment?
I would two things I want to do. Number one, I would want to kind of take a look at the pustules. You know, I'm not going to be digging my hands into it because I'm not a biologist, but see if I recognize anything dealing with them, and then I want to reach out again and see if I can still feel that presence.
Okay. For that presence, do a power check. And
Is this the first roll of the evening?
yeah, it is actually.
Nice.
In the pustules, you can see them on what parts aren't completely burned away already, and they look exactly how they've been described. They're large, black pustules, and they're starting to ooze out of them. And with the heat from the fire, they're really spurting out.
Oh yeah.
Roll a luck check also.
Yeah, I was about to ask. Has my travels or my studies had anything? Where the heck is luck on here? There it is. Maybe I've seen something similar to it. Aw, boo! Is this one of those ones I can't do again? There, Severian. Is this like Cthulhu Mythos?
No, you can use your luck on these ones.
So that
Oh, don't push your luck.
So, yeah, you can push your luck. Or wait, that's for the luck check? No, you can't put luck on a luck check.
That's
Sorry.
what it's called, Severian. Called pushing your luck.
Because the luck.
I'm 65 and I have 66. Can I spend that point to?
No, because
Push it up?
not on luck. Sorry, it's like
What's
it's luck.
next? Like, it's gonna be
Oh,
like,
no.
you can't do that on listen. You can't do that on archaeology. I hate you.
You can't spend luck to increase your luck.
I'm seeing some fragrant favoritism here.
Yeah, right.
So on that power check though, describe what you're doing there.
So, you know, while the others kind of seem to be a little bit distracted with helping, you know, Mr. Malcolm, and you know, after I get over a coughing fit, I'd kind of just step back. I just kind of close my eyes, kind of even out my breathing just a little bit, and just kind of reach out
Okay.
and see if I start to feel anything kind of pushing back again.
You can, but it's very faint here.
And so whenever I feel it faint, I'd start to push out just a little bit harder.
Can't quite grasp it. You're pretty sure it's got something to do with distance and closer to whatever the source is. Last felt it,
Okay.
or perhaps there's something blocking the ever feeling here. But you're unsure, and while you're sitting there focusing, and you were also looking at the pustules in the fire, you accidentally got a little too close, and some of that fire picked up by one of those pustules and popped it and spit it right in your face. Make a Constitution check. Professor Halstead, what were you doing? You said you wanted to do something here.
Yeah, I wanted to ask. So I asked Malcolm, sir, these animals that have gotten these pustules on them and started turning this way, did they graze in one certain area of your land, or different from the rest of your livestock?
No, they graze all around the farm here.
Oh, excuse
Oh,
me.
don't careful, mister.
You all right?
Got me right in the face. Ugh. And I'd pull out the handkerchief that Mr. Boyle was just so nicely gave to me and kind of clear it off my face, which didn't do anything, Severian.
Well, no, my cattle haven't been grazing in one particular spot, and I've even seen some of the hogs have this infection too, and they're not out grazing like the cattle.
Hey, don't talk about my mother like that.
Do you go to do you have like a water source that comes from a certain area that they might be drinking from or anything like that, or do you just let them roam around to get water from local areas?
I let them roam, the cattle. They get water from local areas here. We do have a pump out back that we get some of the water there too.
Okay.
And we've unfortunately haven't really located any source of any infection. That came through here and he was a bit stumped as well.
Would any of your livestock possibly have wandered onto your neighbor's farm over there?
No, they don't go over there.
Okay.
We have the fences up to keep them.
Do they come over here? Any of those folks? Do they come over here on your land for any reason, or?
No, the Carmatis mostly keep to themselves. As I said, I saw Brendan out there in his own field last week, but they mostly keep to themselves. They run a moonshine business. They like to keep their privacy.
I understand. Well, and then I just I tell them, I said, after these, can I see any bones into the fire? Because I want to kind of compare it to the bones that we saw back at the dig site. If there is any bones in there.
Do a medicine check.
Okay.
I thought he found out they were human bones back at the dig.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, you're not really sure. You can definitely see those pustules and stuff on the animal, but any of the exposed bones, you can't really make out anything similar to what you saw before.
Okay.
So if there's nothing else you have for Malcolm, you guys help him with, finishing up the fire and everything. And meanwhile, Professor Boyle, you walk into the house, I'm assuming?
Most definitely.
Okay. What do you do? You just knock on the door? Do you just walk inside?
Oh no, I just walk, kick the door open. No, I can knock on the door.
Okay, you knock on the door and an older woman answers the door. She has a ruddy, plump health about her. It makes her look like everyone's favorite grandmother. And she wears her white hair in a bun and an apron over her dress.
On it right now. This bitch is crazy.
She answers the door and says, "Well, hello there. I'm Edith.
Hello.
How can I help you?"
Hello, Edith. My name is Vincent Boyle. What is his name? What was the guy we just talked to's name? I didn't write it down. I need to write it down. Malcolm said I could use the room in here, and my compatriots can take the bond.
Yes.
Perhaps also get some food.
Of course. I have some apple pie here. Would you like a slice?
Apple pie. Well, actually, just a little bit. I don't think I'd be able to hold down too much, honestly, right now.
Oh, come in. And she leads you into the kitchen and gets you a slice of that apple pie. So, about that time would be when everyone else is walking up to the house. There wasn't much left to burn in that fire, so. Is there anything, Professor Boyle, you'd like to ask before everyone else gets in here?
Yeah, can I just, look at this apple pie? Does anything look strange about it that I can see it? Or not really?
No, it looks like a really good piece of apple pie.
Oh, heck yeah, man. Okay, I'd just like to, What was her name?
Edith.
Edith. I'd like to look at Edith. Edith. If you wouldn't mind, Edith, how are you doing lately? Is anything strange going on around here?
I'm doing just wonderful. What do you mean by strange?
Well,
Well, you saw that Malcolm had to burn some of the animals, unfortunately. There's an infection spreading around.
yes, I've never seen such an infection before. Did the veterinarians say anything about this?
They tried to save some of the animals and dress the pustules on the rest of them, but it doesn't look good at this point.
How many seem to be infected already, if you don't mind me asking?
Just about all the animals are showing some sign of it.
All of the animals?
Not Brutus yet, thankfully. Yeah, it's our prize-winning boar.
Do you let him graze with the other animals, or is he in solitude by himself?
Well, he's just back in the pig pen.
Is there any other pigs with him, or is it just himself?
No, there's a couple of other hogs in there.
Are they also infected, or no?
Yes, unfortunately. We try and keep them somewhat separate, but we only have one pig pen. So if everyone else is coming to the main farmhouse, you would show up at this point.
Yeah, I'm coming in for a bite to eat.
Yeah, you can knock on the door if you'd like them. So Edith would answer it and say, "Hello, everyone. I assume you came in here with Professor Boyle?"
I take my hat
I
off and I
never
go,
told
yes,
her
ma'am.
I never said I was a professor. She's a psychic killer.
Yeah, you're not wrong. We'll say you gave your name.
Oh, it certainly smells better in here than it did out there.
Oh, come in. Have some apple pie.
I wouldn't
Professor
mind
Baker,
if I
you
did.
were muted. So she pulls out the entire pie and starts dishing out more slices.
I
on the
need to
table.
wash my hands.
Well, of course, and she shows you over to the kitchen.
Ugh. 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 Ugh.
Are you okay, sir?
I'm fine.
Okay. Is there anything I can do for you? Well, please sit down. All of you have a slice of apple pie.
I say, thank you kindly, ma'am, and I sit down, take my hat off, and just sit at the table.
All right.
And, yeah.
Okay. So everyone's eating your apple pie then? Is there any questions or anything you'd like to ask?
Do you ask any questions before you've taken a bite?
I'm just assuming you guys are eating the pie unless you're saying otherwise.
Yep.
Oh, I'm eating the pie, alright.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry.
I want to keep it in my cheek pockets.
Everyone roll Constitution. Sorry, that's my one out of character thing. Sorry.
No.
Okay,
But
I'm back.
I can see that coming from quite a while.
Sorry, I couldn't hold.
So
couldn't hold it.
Edith
Sorry.
sits down at the table with you, and she does not have a slice of apple pie with you, though. What brings you four around here?
Well, man, we heard about your
A
delicious
sense
apple
of
pie.
foreboding.
You heard about my pie?
Absolutely.
Well, from whom?
Well, we heard it back at the university from a couple of the students, but unfortunately, one of the professors never showed back up. Said he stayed over here by chance.
That Professor Rhodes?
Yes, absolutely it is. You know him?
Yes, he stayed in the upstairs room with him and his wife.
Oh. When's the last time you saw him?
It was 4 months ago. Back in May, I think. he stayed there, and his students stayed in the hay barn. It was a terrible storm that night, and they left in the morning. I hope he's doing well.
Well, we don't know. We're looking for him. That's what brings us out here. We're from the university too.
Looking for him. He never came back?
No, some of his students did, but he never did.
I hope those Carmodis didn't have something to do with it.
You think they'd be willing to cause somebody physical harm?
They're usually responsible for just about anything of that sort around here. How do you like the pie?
Oh, it's delicious, ma'am. Thank you.
Mighty good, ma'am. Thank you.
Out
I
of
could just
character,
die
it is.
after eating this pie.
It is possibly the best apple pie you've ever eaten. So you guys eat your pie and finish
green.
it. Do you have any other questions, or are you guys all gonna rest for the night?
Man, this pie is absolutely delicious. What did you put in it? Could it have been death? No.
New months.
No, but
Just the
seriously,
usual
what?
ingredients. There's, apples and sugar, and I got the recipe from my mother.
And pie.
Well, it's quite delicious. Thank you very much for the slice.
You're
This
very
has
welcome.
put me actually at a bit more of an ease.
Did you ever happen to meet Miss Abigail Rhodes?
Yes. Yeah, I met Abigail once.
And did she stay here with the rest of the students and Professor Rhodes himself?
Yes.
Okay. And do you happen to know where she might have went to? Because we can't seem to locate her at all.
She's missing too. What about the students? Did they make it back okay?
The students were the only ones that we know of that made it back okay, but Professor Rhodes and Abigail, we're uncertain where they're at this moment.
Well, I do sure hope they're doing okay. As I said, the last time I had seen them was back in May.
I'd clear after I finish up the pie. I'd pick up my dish and see if the rest of these folks are done with their pie, and start picking up the dishes to go clean them. And basically say, well, folks, it's been a tiring day for me. I'm gonna go rest my head.
I agree, and I go with him. I'm gonna help him and maybe see if we can talk about some of this that's going on around what's been happening today.
Eamon would head off like he's going to the hay shed to fix it up to get ready to sleep, but he's going to stop at the cow one first.
Okay. Thanks for all the subs, Grunt.
My dad's hiding in there, by the way. I just saw Cubby 640. Yeah. Don't think you can hide. Hi, Dad.
Oh, Grunt gave me more subs too. He gave me subs last time.
Not acting like a girl this time.
Alright, so Eamon, you said you were gonna stop by the cattle barn?
Yes.
Alright, and Professor Boyle, what are you doing?
I'd like to go upstairs and get ready for bed. I'm still a little anxious, even after the delicious pie, so I wanna keep my hand on my small pocket knife.
Alright,
Just kind of like for comfort.
Before you all walk back out, outside, Edith up again. Well, the bedroom upstairs does have two beds in it, two single beds. Two of you can sleep in here if you'd like.
Single beds. Malcolm said there was only one bed.
Oh, he
Just a little
doesn't pay
strange.
attention to that in here. I usually take care of the guests. He handles the farm.
I look back. Does anyone else want to join me upstairs? Halstead, maybe?
Y'all are more than welcome to go ahead and get comfy up there. I prefer the barn.
Okay, have it your own way.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate your hospitality.
So she would lead Professor Boyle upstairs. And, in the guest bedroom, there are 2 narrow wooden single beds. They have pretty hard mattresses. There's a ceramic washing bowl and a water jug stand, and there's also a dresser. There's a wardrobe there, a nightstand, all the normal things you'd find in a guest bedroom.
Okay, I would just like to, undress to just my undergarments and whatnot. I keep my pocket watch and my little freaking pocket knife with me. But before I go to bed, I want to wedge a chair in the door because I'm still not feeling comfortable, and I want to make sure the window's locked because I can see the what's it called? The forest. I do not like that.
There's no lock on the windows, but it is the second floor.
Oh, it is the second floor?
Yep.
Then I should be okay.
Alright, Professor Baker, what are you doing? Anything? You're just going straight to bed?
I'm stopping by the car to pick up the trench club, just carrying it up with me and heading up, finding me a comfortable spot in the hay and looking at Eamon and saying, you think we should set a watch?
Eamon's actually going to check out the cattle barn. Yeah. So you would get
I want to see the cows.
He's going to check them out.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I would actually follow with Eamon then.
Okay. Professor Halstead, are you going with them, or are you doing anything else?
Yeah, I'll go with him, but before we actually go into the hay barn, I want to go back to my truck and grab my rifle out of the back of the window there.
Okay.
And just take it with us,
right.
Just in case.
Malcolm would have gone in the house by this point, so he probably doesn't see you carrying around the rifle, thankfully.
Oh, it would be after we went to the cows, so I would just take it with us after that.
If he did see you, you could have just shot him. Like, it's not a big deal.
Nice.
And wait 3 turns to reload.
So the sun is setting at this point, and darkness is setting in.
Darkness falls.
Falling. So, Eamon, what are you looking for in the cattle barn? Easily see in there. It's not. It's actually not locked. Take a peek in there.
Yeah, I'm just looking to see if any of them have I'm just gonna call it the blight. See if any of them are infected, and just kind of have a look at them.
Okay. It is pretty dark in here. There's no lanterns or anything lit since it's nighttime now, and all the farmhands and everything have turned in. But from what you can tell, there's some cows in here, of course, and they're making some mewing noises that don't sound like something a healthy cow would make. And there's also a smell in here of something like rotting fruit on.
Is that how Baker smells right now?
So
I'm making a joke.
Yes.
I'm making a joke.
Actually,
about
yes.
The buzz.
Yeah. He
Am
would
I
have
able
washed
to...
it off, but you might be able to faintly smell it.
Can I go back to my car and get my torch and then have another peek with a little more light?
Yeah, you can do that easily. So you go back and you grab your flashlight there, your torch, shine it in there, and you can see the cows a little bit more easily. Are you actually stepping inside or just peeking in through the door?
Is there like a fence at all inside, or once I'm in the door, am I in there with them?
No, there's fencing on either side, and there's like a main aisle you walk down, basically. I don't know barn terms, stalls on either side for the cows.
I would kind of step up to the fence then and peek over and in.
Okay. You can definitely see some pustules on some of these. Some are worse than the others. There's at least...
Don't get close to them, Eamon. Then the pustules have a tendency to burst.
When they're cooking.
I'm just double checking, okay? Just be safe.
There's at least one of them in there that looks a bit worse than the others, like its infection's a little more advanced. And it is looking at you. You're reminded of what Malcolm had said and what the vet had also said, talked to along the road earlier. It's really watching you. Never seen an animal observe you like this before.
I stare back into its bove eyes for a minute.
You're not me. You're not me. You can't do it.
It continues to stare at you, and while you're staring at it, one of the pustules on its head pops and it just comes down over its eye, and it still continues staring at you.
You see, Eamon, I warned you. Be careful.
That's disgusting. Do I get any I've been around.
You hear someone approaching the barn.
Okay, I was gonna say I've been around cryptic type things before in previous adventures, so do I get any kind of feel from it outside of just the obvious it's staring at me and covered in pus?
Oh yeah, there's something unnatural about this, or one might say supernatural.
One might.
You're not a dad yet, bro. You can't do that.
Then if I hear someone approaching, I would turn and pay attention to that.
Alright, so there is a man approaching you. He's a scrawny man of indeterminate age. Got straggly graying hair with a permanent stoop. He's wearing denim trousers and a ragged flannel shirt that looks like it might have been red at one point, but it's probably never been washed. Looks like he has a dip in his mouth. Got a big bulge under his lip, and he approaches and...
Oh, sorry there. I was just having a gander. There's strange things going on and all.
You brought here. He spits on the ground a couple times during that.
All right, yeah, I didn't mean any offense
door
there.
open wider and motions for you to get out of there very aggressively.
Yeah, I move along.
He slams the door shut once you're all out of there and slides the latch on it and walks away. He walks off to shack to the north, or I'm sorry, southeast farmhouse. Takes one look back at you.
I would just go from there to the hay barn.
All right. So
I was gonna say I circle around like a dog or a cat and then lay down.
All right.
Trample it down a little bit.
Is anyone else exploring the farm at all, or are you all heading into the hay barn now?
End of the hay barn.
Okay.
Right, as they go in, can I try to listen to the nature around me from my experiences of animism with the tribal crow tribe to maybe see if I can sense anything around the immediate area?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a power check.
Okay.
So you're focusing in, I imagine, just probably taking a deep breath and really trying to get in tune with the area around you and just feeling the air. And as you're doing this, the air against your skin, rather, realize has a pulse to it, a throb. Very, very faint. But there's just something in the air that you can feel. It flows through you. A rhythmic pulse.
Let the power flow through you.
Does it remind me of anything? Do I sense that pulse is kind of like anything that I had felt before in my time with the crows?
No. Not specifically.
All right, and then I just I go into the hay bale or hay barn.
Okay. All right. Professor Boyle, are you doing anything else before you fall asleep?
Just making sure my glasses are in good spot, making sure my extra pair is all good as well, and just headed to bed.
Okay. All right. So, not long after you fall asleep, wind picks up, and the rain picks up.
Not long after you fall asleep, it just goes dead.
And you've all passed away in your
What
sleep at
happened?
the end.
Do I wake up from the
What happened?
do I wake up from the weather or no?
No, you don't.
Then how do I know it picked up?
You don't immediately. After a few hours, very early in the morning, 1 a.m., loud cracks of thunder wake you all up. Just a torrential downpour outside. It's making it even darker outside, and in the hay barn, it's nearly pitch black in there. You can maybe see a foot in front of you. You would all be woken up by this thunder and rain.
I get up with I try to find my lighter and a candle. Is there anything I can light? Maybe a light switch?
There's
Light a light
a
switch with
candle
your
in
lighter.
there. There's a candle in there.
I light the candle just for a bit of light.
Okay. Yeah, you can light the candle just fine. You can see that it's just pouring rain outside. In the barn, what are you guys doing?
As soon as that thunder crack went off, I'd sit up, kind of try to recognize where I am. Obviously, I'm probably going to have some type of at least a minor flashback, and then shake it off and get my bearings, and then kind of start to reach out again because this doesn't feel right. And I remember something about a thunderstorm and bad dreams and the last time our friend was here, so I'd start reaching out again.
Professor Halstead and Eamon, what are you two doing?
Did I have any dreams before the thunder?
No, you did not. Nothing unusual.
The Naaman would just
And
kind of
now
turn
you
over.
You notice that the pigs to the east in the pig pen are squealing like crazy, screaming over there in the pig pen. To the south, the cattle, they're going crazy as well. You hear them stomping and booing in there, and
Can I hear
banging
them
against
from
the
my room?
sides of the. Yes, you can. You start to hear it as well.
Can I look out the window and see if I notice anything?
Yeah, you can actually see the pigs over there to the north. They're just running laps around this pig pen, and you can see Brutus, which is obviously the biggest one. He the other pigs and slamming up against the second.
I would like to immediately get dressed and get all my stuff.
Okay.
I sling my rifle over my back and kind of walk out towards the sounds of the squealing and see if I can notice anything. I just kind of like open up the door to the hay barn and try and see if I can notice anything else going on besides the pigs and the cows making their noises and ruckuses.
Okay. Eamon, are you turning on your light at all, or is anyone turning on a light because it's pretty dark in here? In that hay barn.
Well, as soon as I felt Halstead moving away, I'd yell at him, be like, hey, don't be wandering off alone.
I mean,
All
the
right.
fact that you asked makes me want to say yes, but no. If I don't feel like anything's directly around me of concern, then I would just kind of lay there like, are these things going to shut up so I can go back to sleep?
Okay. So Halstead, what do you do? Do you actually get up and defy Baker's wishes?
I go, look, I was like, we got to figure out what's going on, and this may be our biggest opportunity to find out. But
I ain't disagreeing.
I'm just gonna
with
take
you.
a look.
I ain't disagreeing with you. Just give me a minute.
You hear a crash to the something sounds like splintering wood, possibly.
Am I feeling
and
anything?
then you can faintly hear some shouting out in the farm. Yeah, you can actually it's much easier to pick up on that pulse. This
We need to be careful. Let's go. Hey, Eamon, get up.
Well, if you insist, but I'd rather try and go back to bed.
Hey, there's the feeling's back, man.
All right. So he'd get in, he'd throw his suit jacket back on and turn on his torch.
Okay. You sit up, turn on your light, and in front of you, completely surrounding all of you in the hayloft here, are rats. Circle around you. They're just watching you. Perimeter. Staring right in your eyes. Make a sanity check, all three of you.
Well, shit. Do they have
Haha,
pustules?
losers.
I'm sleeping in bed like a big boy. Yeah, I'm so sane.
Professor Boyle, what are you doing? You've gotten dressed and you're probably out the door of the bedroom. Where are you going?
I would just like to head downstairs to find my compatriots. Head outside.
All right.
There arose such a clatter.
So, Professor Halstead, you lose 1 point of sanity. The others, you're okay. You're not quite rattled by this, but it's clearly something strange.
Rattled by the rats?
So, at this point, you would all be able to hear there's some sort of commotion out in the main yard that you had pulled your cars into. Some yelling out there. Professor Boyle, you would throw open the door and see that Malcolm is out there waving around a shotgun, trying to figure out, around the farm and see what's happening. Old Pete, or I'm sorry, you don't know his name.
Oh, Pete.
The man I had described to them before, with the dip in his lip, and he's a very thin, raggedy-looking man.
Oh, Pete.
Wandering around out in the. It's really hard to see out here, just because of the rain. What are you guys doing up in the barn? Are you climbing out of there?
Is my torch like a mag light?
Yeah, essentially, it's a big, heavy
Or would it-
flashlight.
I'd smack at one of the rats closest to me.
As soon as you get up, they all start to scatter.
Oh, then I would...
It would really take some effort to catch one, basically.
Okay, yeah, if they were all, staying in one spot surrounding, I was gonna smack. But if they scatter, then I would just start moving to the door to go outside.
Okay. Alright, so, you guys step outside, and you can see, and I can bring you all out here if you're all following Eamon there. You can see that Brutus has broken out of his pen over here, and that's what you must have heard. There's a lot of the fences that are completely shattered there, and he's just... hang on, don't move your stuff. Brutus is just doing laps around the pig pen, just going crazy. It looks like he killed all of the other pigs. You can hear Malcolm out in the yard now. Vincent, that's where you're standing. He's trying to just yell and shout and give orders to some farm hands, but no one really seems to be able to hear him over the...
I'm standing nowhere. I'm trapped inside this roof.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ah, there we go. So I saw him. He was holding a lantern, you said, and then what happened?
He's trying to shout orders to all of his farm hands and get them out here, but they're not really able to hear him. Everyone, we're gonna go ahead and enter initiative. I need to definitely find a faster way to do this.
Where is the initiative thing?
All right. So Martin is actually going to be first up. You see that Brutus over there to the east has focused down on Malcolm and looks like he's about to charge him.
I can't. It's really. This is gonna be the dumbest thing I've ever said playing a game. It's really dark. I can't see where I am.
I can turn it down a little.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm having. It's way too dark. I'm having trouble hearing people.
That should be a little bit better. There you go.
Yeah, that is a little bit better. And so I can see that that Brutus is about to charge him.
Yeah, there.
Okay. So I have my trench club. I don't have my gun out. So I would yell at Malcolm, like, get out of the way!
Malcolm doesn't seem to hear, either because of the barn or whatever.
Oh God, what's my distance from him? Oh man, I don't know if I want to do this early. How big is Brutus?
He's a big boy.
Beefy boy.
Yeah.
Beefy.
You got a size for me?
Yes.
He is thick.
If you're looking
2
for a
C's.
specific size because of mechanics you need, then
Yes, please.
95. So he's a big boy.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
I don't think I have the points to spend on that kind of thing. Damn, dude, why you gotta be so dumb, Baker? All right, we're running in that direction, yelling like ah, like trying to get the attention of Brutus T.
Okay.
Brutus T. Piggy.
All right. Yeah. Move yourself to.
That's probably pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, is there anything else you'd like to do? You only moved action.
Oh God, man. Yeah, I'm gonna pull. So in this game, it requires you to use an action to pull out weapons, right?
No, I'll let you pull out a weapon.
Then I'll pull out my 45 and I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay.
Whoa, you're gonna shoot this prize-winning boar?
Well, it's.
He wants the prize.
I want the prize. It's my prize now.
What are
Look
you,
at
a
me.
Homo erectus?
You see me? You see me? You see me? I am the prize.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your attack there.
I am the prize now.
Woo!
Nice. That is hard success. Nice. Okay. So go ahead and roll your damage.
And it's piercing, right?
Yeah.
Or impale, sorry, not piercing.
Yeah, not that you got an impale though. 8 damage. Okay. So yeah, you definitely nail a shot on it, and a large chunk flies off of its back. Are you taking any more shots?
No, because my handgun's pretty low.
Okay.
I'll miss.
Next up is Vincent. What are you gonna do? You see Martin come running out of the hay barn, and giant boar about to start charging towards Malcolm. And Martin fires off a round at this boar, and it seems like it got its attention and actually hit it. What are you doing, Vincent?
Is the boar still charging or no?
It looks like it's hesitated and might be changing.
Might be hesitating. Okay, I would just like to. Did Malcolm see the boar charging him, or is he still oblivious?
He sees everything that's going on up there, yeah, and he's carrying a shotgun with him. He was about to start to try and level it at Brutus. You also see back here, the others can't see him, that man over here wearing the raggedy clothes. He's pretty much collapsed at this point, and he's on his knees, just coughing up all of this black sludge.
I'd like to go over to him and see if I can help him.
Okay.
Sir, are you okay? Oh my
He's just
God!
gurgling
What is
and
happening?
spouting out, and it sounds like he's crying out something about his mother, but it's so hard to understand him.
Sir, I put my hand on his back. Do you? I don't even know what to do. I've never seen this. Is there any way I can help him or do anything?
Yeah, you can try and help him with the first aid.
So I stab him right in his neck. I mean, first aid.
You think
So-
that what would really help him is mouth to mouth, unfortunately.
Sorry.
But you can
Yeah,
try
I don't-
others. You can try first aid elsewise.
Yeah, I straight up don't have the stomach for that. So let's do fate for first aid. So medicine.
No, first aid.
First aid. Where I see. Yeah. I'll just let him die.
So you're pounding on his chest, trying to get all of that crap out of his lungs or whatever that is, just spewing out of him, and he has just rolled over onto his back, and it's just gurgling up out of his mouth, and you not really make any progress. Eamon, what are you doing?
I would run after Baker with my gun drawn, my revolver.
Okay. Are you taking a shot at Brutus also?
Sure.
Go ahead and fire off your rounds.
Pew.
No. You hit him. Roll your damage. Alright. Describe what happens, Eamon. Kill him.
My shot kills him.
Yeah.
So I guess I see Martin run out, so I start running after him. He shoots, and you see the chunk of the boar kind of splat a little bit. So since he shoots, I don't even. Sorry, Eamon wouldn't even think twice. Martin shoots. He knows this guy. He's worked with this guy. He shoots, so he pulls his gun and just pops off a shot as well, and happens to get it. He doesn't know if he hits it in the spine or the neck or where exactly he hits it, but he hits it somewhere good, and the boar goes down.
Yeah, it was definitely turning its attention to Martin, and just as it was kicking up its hoofs and starting to charge, it slumps over when you make your shot. So we can go ahead and go back out of combat. You guys finished him off pretty quickly.
Thanks, Eamon.
Like to
The rain
walk
is...
up and pop, pop.
Alright. Yeah, you
to
so
immediately yell, everyone, we need help over here! Quickly, something is happening!
Malcolm was about to walk up towards Brutus, but then he turns and comes back to you and said, "Well, what's going on over here?"
I don't know, but no matter what
Well-
I do, this won't stop. He's just, I think he's dying.
Old Pete, what? Say something. He's just gurgling. What? You three up top. What do you?
When I hear that yell, I go running towards what's going on, being the doctor of the group, or the medical expert of the group, I guess.
I'll drag.
Yeah.
Are you guys running over there too after you hear them?
After
Baker
I
and-
plug it twice more,
Yeah.
and I thank Eamon. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, when it's confirmed down, I'll follow.
Please,
There, you can
over
see this
here.
scene. He's it seems like this man laying on the ground is just barely hanging, kind of, twitching a little bit, and his eyes are rolling back in his head, trying to communicate you to standing around him.
Okay. I want to try and see if I can do any first aid to help him stabilize or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, you can roll a first aid. It's you get down and you probably push Vincent out of the way and start working on it. Seems like you're doing the right thing and probably helping him, but too far gone, and this goo even starts leaking out of his eye sockets and out of his ears. Everyone make a sanity check.
Again.
Oh,
Yeah, do
my
I really
gosh.
have to? I got pus in my mouth.
Would I actually be able to
Yes,
would I actually be able to turn away and start trying to do Ooh!
Nice.
Would I actually be able to turn away and start trying to do some psychological like help practices to try to calm my own mind?
Maybe with how well that sanity check went, I could shake old Boyle a little bit, because I'd be yelling at him in a minute anyways.
Yeah, I was going to say, is Martin so sane that it brings us all hope?
No, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Because it's me, right?
Yeah. No, Professor Boyle, you can't really do anything like that at this point. You need to make a sanity check. There you go. Yeah,
Suck it.
your whatever deep breathing practices you're doing are working. But Eamon and Professor Halstead roll a D3 for your sanity loss.
Holy shite! Why are you guys' sanity below 50?
So with the rain coming down, and while they're doing their rolls, I would look down at all the black stuff coming out of him, and I'd look over at Boyle and I'd say, "Do you see this? Do you see this? Are you accepting this? Or are you just going to shut it out? This is what I'm talking about."
This is obviously some medical condition we don't know about.
You're being blind. I'd put my gun away.
Blind.
Malcolm speaks up again.
This doesn't make any sense.
Do something for him. Is he gonna live?
He's dead.
Well, that's old Pete. He can't be dead. Is this the same infection that the animals have?
I look at Malcolm and I say, I did everything that I know how to do in my expertise, and it was of no avail. And this goo is not natural that's coming out of his eyes, so I have to say that this is what is infecting the livestock as well.
Was that Brutus? You shot something back there. It's hard to make it out in the rain.
Eamon's just stuck looking at the goo coming out of eyes and ears and all that nonsense.
He was about to charge you.
While you're all talking, the rain just stops. Just all cuts out. The clouds start to clear. No more thunder. And it's back to a nice fall night.
Okay.
And I'd reach out at this point again to see if I can feel that presence is left as well.
It's you focus for a little bit and you're not really able to connect with it. I feel like if you focused a little bit longer you might be able to, but not as easily as you were just able to at the start of you first woke up.
This something, I don't know what, but something's going on. We can't handle this. We need assistance. We need the police or something, someone that is more qualified than we are.
What are you going to tell the
police around
police,
here.
Boyle?
There's
What are you
just-
going to tell the police?
Whatever we can. I'm highly respected, so are the rest of you. At very minimum, they'll come to help look.
Well, I think we should go get some rest for the rest of the night.
Get some rest and have something like this
Can one of
happen
you-
again? Are you insane, man?
What other
Next time
choice
it
do
could
we
be me
have?
or you. We need to either leave, get more help, or find what's happening Now.
Oh, I'm not leaving my farm. One of you please help me carry old Pete to his house.
Yeah, I will.
I'm right there. Yeah.
I got it, Halstead. You and the rest just collect yourselves for a minute.
What is this, the later seasons of Gilligan's Island? And the rest?
And the rest.
All right, so you help
Eamon's
carry
still
old
like
Pete.
just stuck staring as they walk away with him because his brain is now hurt.
Yeah, so Eamon, you were probably bothered by this just because it's been a while since you've been involved in something like this again, and you're realizing it's the gravity of the situation really descending upon you of what you've stepped back into. And you have to harden yourself now. So you carry old Pete into his small house there. It's essentially a shed next to the farmhouse. Lay him on his bed. Walk back out to join. Malcolm looks really upset, and he looks back up to the farmhouse and see up there that Edith is standing in the window watching, like she's crying. Oh, I need to go inside and comfort Edith. You're welcome to stay the rest of the night. I'll get my farm hands to help me clean this up in the morning.
Calling her right now. She's crying because the crazy boar died, not because of Pete.
I look at Malcolm and I say, Malcolm, sir, I think it's best if we took care of everything that went on out here. We need to burn these bodies quick, because I don't like leaving these things just laying here overnight. I don't think I would rest well. But so if you don't mind, we'll start a fire and take care of this promptly.
Of course, I'd greatly appreciate that. I'll be out to help you in just a short while. I need to make sure that Edith is okay inside.
Go ahead, do what you must. We can take care of this.
He's still carrying his shotgun. He leans that against his shoulder and back into the farmhouse. So you guys can gather up the hogs and drag them over to the fire if you'd like. Is that the plan?
Did old
That's what
Pete
I'm gonna
have any
do.
pie?
What's that, Eamon?
Did old Pete have any of the pie?
Don't know.
He's been eating pie for years. What do you mean?
Are you
Oh,
asking
and it's-
Malcolm that before he walks away?
Are they putting him on the fire with the pig?
No, he's in his shed. In his house over there.
They should probably burn old Pete too.
I mean, if you guys want to drag him out of there while Malcolm's in the house, you can do that.
Yeah, let's.
So, Professor Halstead,
I would say that to Professor Halstead. I'd say, should we add old Pete to that then?
I
Clearly
believe it
this
would
could
be
go to
in our
people
best
now.
interest.
All right, Professor Halstead, you suggested this. Go ahead and lead this. What are you guys doing?
So as Malcolm goes into the house, I lead us towards that shed that they just laid him in, and say we need to do this quick and fast, and just go in there and go into the shed and grab his body out and carry him to the pyre.
Okay. Is everyone helping him?
And
No, I'm not touching that fucking body.
Yep, I will.
Yeah,
Okay.
it would help.
Okay. All right. Yeah, three of you easily carry his body out there without mishap. He's still kind of gurgling a little bit. Remnants of whatever pressure was held down within by all the pustules and stuff that are now popping inside of him.
Diagonal breathing.
I walk behind him as they do that. At very minimum, wear some sort of glove or something. He's obviously infected, and you're getting that all over yourselves.
They continue working. They seem to ignore you at this point. So if you're gathering up the rest of the pigs, you're able to do that, and I assume one of you is probably standing there lighting the fire while the others gather up the rest of the hogs. It's going to take all three of you to drag Brutus there, though, for sure.
Yeah, I'll start to get the fire started, and then I'll.
Thanks
I'll
for
go
not
over there and
including
help
me
them
in
get
that
through
all
this.
3.
What a
You
waste
said you're not
of
touching it.
meat.
Yeah, Eamon's still fucked in the head, so he's just kind of quiet but doing the deed.
Okay.
Shake out of it, man. Shake out of it.
All right, you've got the fire going and all the bodies in there, and that's when Malcolm finally comes out of the house to join you. Is there any work left to do for me? I really appreciate that your help around here. Showed up just in time.
No, sir, we got it taken care of. The only thing you need to worry about is making sure you and your wife are okay, and get a good night's rest tonight, and we got everything else taken care of.
Is that old Pete in the fire? And he runs up towards the fire and standing next to it. Why'd you throw old Pete in the fire?
Eamon kind of steps in front of him when he's running up and kind of holds him off.
All right. Yeah, you hold him off pretty. Doesn't really much because old Pete is engulfed in.
He would say kind of like softly but sternly to the guy, we both saw that he had whatever the animals had, so you know this is necessary.
One with the goo, one with the flame.
Oh, I hate to admit it, but I think you're right. Doesn't seem fitting for old Pete. Worked for us so long now. So unfortunate.
How distraught does Malcolm look? Does he look like he's holding up pretty okay?
He seems genuinely upset. I can't talk now. He's very upset, but he also seems like a very hard man, very strong, older man. Probably seen some things in his time and is handling it fairly well.
He's handling... Okay, I don't believe that this guy has seen goop being thrown up, then we just throw this dude on the fire. I don't believe that. I don't know. I'm getting off put by this guy. I don't like this guy. Kill him.
And just like that, a Cthulhu game becomes murder hobos.
All right, I think we've reached a good stopping point there. Then we like to keep our sessions to around 2 hours generally, unless we need to extend them.
Or
One
whenever
last thing.
Spencer decides to kill someone.
Yeah. One last thing I'd like you all to do is make a constitution.
I already did.
I know.
This is bullshit.
I am still the only one that lives.
But my constitution is shit. I don't want to roll it.
I noticed.
This is bullshit.
Woo!
Yay! Good job, Eamon.
All right, that's all I needed.
Just under the radar. Oh yeah, I should have explained ahead of time. If it's for what we were just doing, I'm used to burning bodies.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll end it there for now. Thank you everyone for watching.
Raid!
Yeah. Stick around for a raid. I'm going to switch us over to an end screen on here, but thank you for watching. Grunt, if you're still watching, thank you for the subscriptions, and thank you for all the new followers.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
watching. Hope you had a
Love
good time.
guys.
I'm Severian. I've been your keeper of arcane lore, and this is Tabletop Anthologies. We'll see you next time.